to build. Let's continue to build our healing garden as a group at some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, as instructed by Master DK, meeting him there and turning our garden into a shrine of consecration, and intending to offer our garden as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. So let's gather in our garden. But before doing so, let us align and raise your consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can. Carry the consciousness upward through the astral body and the mind, then to the soul. Visualize the lotus fully open, scintillating with light as a symbol of your soul body. Now place yourself right at the center of your lotus, realizing that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are now one in consciousness. And from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer, objective and detached. Observe your personality below and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. And now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine using indigo blue light, the color of the soul ray. Then raise it slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna and the crown, and back up to the soul body. And say the soul mantra, knowing who you really are. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound 1 Om as if you were the soul in full expression. And now let us enter our garden. At the entrance, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, Master KH favorite flower. Clusters of flowers in abundance overhead, and choose the colors that you like. Let the roses gently caress your face as you walk down the archway. Breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading, colorful roses percolating through the air. Small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers. Flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of red, yellow, pink, white, green, orange, and magenta. And as we create these rows, we include our favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony, a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. As we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear and melodious notes, welcoming us to this unique space. We also hear a chorus of angelic voices singing a soft tune accompanied by the sound of harps, divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun. Feel it. Feel the sun warming your face, your chest, and your back. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. These majestic trees cast their protective and healing shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through the peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. And flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool, float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads to a cozy and serene corner. A few chairs or a bench and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. Inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing and permeating the air, as everything in this garden quivers with livingness. This is the perfect spot to bring in people that you'd love to have healing. We come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in a blue pool below, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and creams and yellows and pinks of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like flowers in the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling diamonds in the air. While buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating, bright, golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass lines a gentle stream like a soft, velvety carpet, and feel the coolness of the grass. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this peaceful garden, quivering with life. This garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch, enriching our group garden. Add the colors, the unique features and flora of your own country that you'd like to bloom in this tranquil and serene space. Let's invite also the presence and cooperation of the healing devas working under Master DK and the Christ. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one. Let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. And this offer we make as a group and to the ones we seek to heal. we open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK too stands steady, pouring out upon us the love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon the light begins to take shape and a definite figure appears. It is that of Master DK. From the lighthouse, we visualize calm waves of golden light poured by DK, streaming through our group, irradiating our garden around us and imbuing it with the bliss and peace of Libra. Feel stillness descend, and immerse the space and our group. In the silence, let Master DK's words quench our thirst for loving understanding. Libra is a sign of balancing, of careful weighing of values, and of achieving the right equilibrium between the pairs of opposites. The emergence of the sense of self-direction and equilibrium. It's the point of equilibrium between soul and form. It signifies the emergence of free choice. It is consciousness of duality and the effort to balance the two. To the average man with no developed spiritual consciousness, the word goes forth again and again throughout the eons. And the word said, let choice be made. choice between the values of the personality and the values of the soul. Today, the balancing of the scales is, however, on the astral plane, and the desires of men are predominantly in a position of casting the deciding factor, where the weight of mass desire will either turn them up towards spiritual decision or down towards material and selfish ends. This path is the narrow razor-edge path which runs between the pairs of opposites, and which, if it is to be safely trodden, requires the development of a sense of values and the power to utilize rightly the balancing analytical faculty of the mind. This sign is sometimes called the place of judgment, for it is here that the decision is made. It really marks the distinction between the ordinary wheel of life and the reversed wheel. In our creative imagination, let's choose a spot in our garden and let's create a distinctive feature in our garden which expresses the unique qualities of Libra, of stillness, of balance, of poise. And may those who visit our garden be inspired to make wise choices in their life. The constellation Libra occupies a unique space in the great wheel, for it is the energy from this constellation which controls what we might call the hub of the wheel. Libra, the point of balance, where usually the moment for the reversal of the wheel takes place. There, the man has to decide whether to proceed as usual and according to custom, or reversing the wheel to pass through the burning ground to liberation under the impress of its ruler, Uranus. Libra therefore controls the moment of reversal of the wheel in the life of every aspirant. For there comes a moment in the cycle of lives wherein a point of balance is reached and a relative equilibrium is attained. And over this event, Libra presides. And this can also apply to lives where we become aware of the spiritual triad. Libra marks an interlude or a notable point of balance between soul and personality before the strenuous testing and trial of Scorpio. The interlude of balance as a prelude to a more effective and sensitive progress upon the path. It's the sign in which the first real vision of the path appears and of the goal towards which the disciple must ultimately direct his steps. So let's take a moment, friends, and see imaginatively the path ahead. And let's make the choice to walk along that path, whatever it is for each one of us. The response usually comes back as a result of the evolutionary process, and from the soul, I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force. I choose the way which leads between the two great lines of force. Let's use this as an affirmation. An affirmation that will guide our steps along the right path, the path that we've chosen. From the standpoint of our theme, which is the evolution of consciousness, it must never be forgotten that the aim is to bring the solar angel, the son of mind, the divine Manasat Putra, into the seat of power. And this task is preeminently entrusted to the three great lives who function through Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. under the influence of Venus, ruler of the air sign, Libra, the soul as the higher mind from its vantage point, objective and detached, stands at the still point of the fulcrum, balancing material personal desire and spiritual intelligent love for choice to be made. It steadily increases its power and control, and producing the balancing of the pairs of opposites through the illumination which it brings to the lower mind. Libra admits the soul into the world center, which we call Shambhala, for it is the polar opposite of Aries, which is the place of beginnings. Libra demonstrates the perfect balance of spirit and matter, which first came together in Aries. Libra governs the legal profession and holds the balances between the so-called right and wrong, between negative and positive. Cosmically, Libra, being one of the arms of the cardinal cross, means the working out of the plan under spiritual and natural law, which is evolutionary in expression. This is the goal of evolution and its expression, and is steadily revealing the nature of God. For the laws under which this solar system of ours is governed are expressions of God's quality and character. This is legislation, or Libra in activity. The three Buddhas of activity in the council chamber of Shambhala are close to Sanat Kumara and came with him when he decided to take incarnation through the medium of our planet Earth. They do not belong to this solar system at all. They are as advisors to Sanat Kumara, where his initial purpose is concerned. Their task is to see that the will of God holds sway. They function as linking intermediaries between the logos of our solar system and the informing life of the constellation Libra. They relate these two great centers of energy to our planetary logos. Under Libra, a shambhalic sign, and peace, a shambhalic quality, we are all learning to understand and obey higher laws, the laws of the soul and the laws of the solar system, says our beloved founder, Michael Robbins. If we wish as a group to do the will of God, he said. We have to understand and render occult obedience to the laws of God. Let's ponder then on the following words from Master DK, echoing in our peaceful garden. The forces of Aries, Libra, and the Sun, which are an expression of the Great Bear, bring about that focusing of energy in the life of the disciple, which makes it possible for him to function consciously and with intention upon the path of initiation. Through the potency of Libra, he has succeeded in achieving that point of balance which makes the final escape from the pairs of opposites possible. Libra enables him to balance the material and spiritual law. He now knows through transcended feeling and from identification with the seen vision the true meaning of being. Let's ponder on these wise words for just a few minutes. So then let's distribute Shambhala's peace by visualizing the flow of unconditional love or the will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha, powering the Christ at the center who blends the three energies. And let's superimpose the radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Prince of Peace, Master DK, and our soul group. Then superimpose these blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. Our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. And then directing the dispelling radiance via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle. Let's place the blended triangle, impressing it over the 3 planetary center triangle: London, Geneva, and New York. And in your imagination, see the shambolic peace radiate to the whole of humanity from these 3 points. As we sound one Om and see that sound carry cosmic love from the hierarchy of light via the 3 centers to the heart of humanity. Let us say in aloud, as aloud, in a low voice, saying it deliberately and slowly and convincingly as we believe in the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may the peace and stillness of Libra inspire right choice, and may the scales tip in favor of the soul in all those who are touched by our garden. Then let's picture our group together with the Christ, Master DK, and the healing ashram under a pine tree in our garden, saying the 3 great invocations together, grasping their significance and believing that they embody the will of the planetary logos. Backed by dynamic will, with the power of the soul behind a silent heart, an inner focalization on intent and meaning behind the spoken invocation, purity of thought, and an active Spirit of loving kindness, making us a pure channel, let us invoke the Spirit of peace, an interplanetary agent of great power, whose cooperation has been promised if all aspirants and disciples can cooperate to break through the shell of separation and hatred which holds our planet in thrall. The great invocation. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time, and let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part. Let's invoke the shambolic forces of light and the rider from the secret place by voicing the second invocation. Let the lords of liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. And let's conclude with the third great invocation as we sound a blue ohm between each stanza. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Let us sound a blue ohm. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And now raise your clasped hands above the head and say, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. And then bring them down to your forehead. And then let them rest on your heart to radiate out love, the love of the soul and the power of the soul. May the holy ones, whose pupils we aspire to become, show us the light we seek. Give us the strong aid of their compassion and their wisdom. There is a peace that passeth understanding. It abides in the hearts of those who live in the eternal. There is a power that maketh all things new. It lives and moves in those who know the self as one. And may that peace brood over us, that power uplift us, till we stand where the one initiator is invoked, till we see his star shine forth. And may the peace and the blessing of the holy ones pour forth over the worlds. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world. A place of stillness, balance, and poise, thus bringing healing and wholeness to many. Thank you, friends, for joining us today. Prior to the full moon, later on today. And may the Shambhala peace rest in your heart. And friends, let's stop the recording now.